I mean, I can't. I mean, when you were talking, I was just like, well, is it petty? Because I kind of feel that way when people are like, yo, TJ, yo, I support you. I was just telling Alan about the Instagram stories thing. Like, I posted some like late night post workout like selfies, right, to kind of more capitalize, me in fitness or whatever. And now, like, my Instagram stories in like a week was popping. There was a lot of people looking and messaging me and, oh, hey, you look great, blah, 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 all that good stuff, right? I appreciate that. But then I was like, all right, cool. Let me go ahead and capitalize on some of the, the little popularity, I guess. And I was like, yo, if y'all really want to support me, y'all go ahead and support the Soapboxx Podcast. Man, I tell you, it's the algorithm or whatnot, everything went back to normal on my page. I was like, oh, so I gotta hold myself out and then bring you in and then bring you out. So I'm learning the different algorithm. I don't know what the hell's going on, right? So, I consider that. I consider that fake love. Like, there's no way anybody can have an audience with me and say that they support me if they don't support this, like, because they know that this is the main thing I work on. You know what I'm saying? So I would have that attitude too, like, you support me, but
do you really support me? Yeah, because I feel like a lot of times, like, if you use the Soapboxx as an example, it's like we're small right now, but if we started getting like mad hype from like bigger celebrities or like bigger people, and we just grew like crazy, then all of a sudden, like, people who've been watching you, people who you've been asking to follow you, who didn't follow you, all of a sudden they're gonna start coming around and they're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna follow you now. Okay, I'm gonna support you now because the hype is there. But before, when we were asking, or when I was asking you to support my little brands, and this is even people with small businesses, like when we were asking you to support my small business, you didn't want to, but now that it's getting major recognition and we're big, now you want to support it and now you want to like it. So I feel like, in a sense, like, yes, that is kind of fake love, but at the same time, like, people are just like different. Like, some people are like, I don't know, I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I can see where that could kind of feel like fake love. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean,
what say you, Alan?
So I mean, I think it's a couple things. Like, first and foremost, rest in peace to AJ. I don't know how long was the turnaround between the time that she maybe had posted the link and when she had spoke out about it. But truth be told, I think a lot of it just is because of lack of awareness. Like, I'm not sure if his wife had much of a relationship with the public.
I mean, when you were talking, I was just like, well, is it? Hey, welcome to the Soapboxx Podcast. I'm your host, TJ Legacy, and I'm here joined with the fam. What's going on? Let's start. Lady from the north, you're supposed to be in the middle so we can have some continuity here. There we go. Oh, what's going on, lady of the north? What's up, Jesse?
What's poppin'? It's Thursday, so that means tomorrow is Friday, so that means I'm happy.
Word. You sound Chris, you got some different headphones or something else going on?
Oh, I got AirPods in, the new generation one, so yeah.
Ooh, she got money. What up, man? My man all the way from NYC, New York, Jersey, Harlem, all the way, homeless millionaire. What's up, man? What's going on, Alan?
Man, I feel great, man. I feel wonderful. I'm just glad to be here in the presence of greatness. You know what I'm saying? We got TJ hair getting longer. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man.
We got Jesse pulling up with the lace. You know what I'm saying? This is this fishnet with the lace combo, with the gold chain. I mean, everything is on the up and up, man. TJ, how you feeling over there?
Hey, man, feeling good, feeling great. Taking a little week break. I did nothing yesterday except eat Dunkin' Donuts minis, and then I passed out. And I passed out for like 9 hours. So I am wired. Dunkin' Donuts, little mini donuts. I haven't had them in for a
Munchkins.
long time. I broke my little the Munchkins. Yes, the mini. Oh, I'm sorry. We're from Boston. Boston people they get real tight about their Dunkin' Donuts. Yes, Munchkins. Yes, I ate Munchkins yesterday for the first time in a very long time. That, and I've been I've been kind of slacking off this week, but it feels good because I've had a break from some of my regular scheduled stuff. So I feel really, really good. Definitely need to hit the gym tonight for a late night session. But we are here with the family. Also, let's not forget Soapboxx Nation. Make sure if you are watching us, follow us, Soapboxx Podcast. That's Soapboxx Podcast with two X. We are here. Today we're gonna just shoot the shit. Me and Alan were talking off camera right before you hopped on. Just say we were talking about your past self. Lately, I've been kind of going back. When social media, going back to revisit my past self, so to speak, right? In a way of kind of like clearing up my social media a little bit, just going back and seeing some of the old stuff I used to post. And not so great. In 2010 is definitely a different variant of myself, a different version of myself. Let's just say that. A lot of unsolicited advice for the ladies at 2:00 in the afternoon. I don't know if y'all was all on my page, but I was just firing off a lot of, tweets, whether it's Facebook posts. I almost broke the cleaning app with a whole bunch of whether it's profanity or things that are just controversial. I was just out there. So my question to y'all is, if you had an opportunity, let's say to talk to your, let's say 22, 21-year-old self, what would you say to yourself? Your 21-year-old Jesse. What would your advice would you give her? Look at that big smile. So something popped in already. She already knows what she would say. Girl, don't do it. Don't do it. What would you say?
A lot of things. First of all, I would have moved to California. I definitely would have took that leap of faith, and I would have never. I mean, don't get me wrong. New York was a vibe, but for what I really wanted to do, I would have definitely went to California, and I would have stayed single for a very long time. And I love my kids. Don't get me wrong. I wish that I could go back and do it again and still have the same exact kids, but in a different
postpone. Just postpone.
Postpone. Yes. Yeah. But just live my life a little bit more. That's what I was telling my younger self. Fuck these niggas. But I'm just joking because it's 2022. It's 2022, so we're doing things a little different. I take that back. But no, I think I would just I would make smarter choices, or I would. By the way, if I'm talking weird, it's because I have the braces in my mouth. But
what happened? Wait, hold on. Before you say that, I thought you got the braces off. Now you're reintroducing the braces. What's going on?
Yes. So I have another one. They're called the Brias. So I put it in the inside of they're in the inside of my teeth. I think I told you guys this last week. So I just got to keep it in for 3 more months so I can get the smile that I really want. But yeah, and I would go back and tell myself not to suck my thumb, so I didn't have to wear braces. Look at that.
Okay. Yeah. Alan, what would you tell your 21-year-old self? I think that's years old.
Wow. What year was this? 2008. Not to show my age. Yeah.
2008.
Yeah. Well,
2008. What would I have told myself?
At Valencia. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I would have told myself. I don't know how deep we want to get. I probably would have told.
Man, we being honest.
I probably would have told myself to move to Tallahassee. I would have told myself to go to Florida State. I would have told myself to be patient, that the internet is going to expedite a lot of things that you are chasing. And I think that probably would have been the main things. That's it. That's pretty much it. I mean, personality wise and all of that stuff. I mean, everybody goes through the roller coasters and the emotions of being a young 21-year-old whippersnapper. So,
whippersnapper.
Yeah, whippersnapper. So I felt like I've dealt with a lot of that stuff as best as I can. So I don't have too many regrets in regards to that, personal life wise, when I was 21 anyway. So yeah, that's what I would kind of say. Just just practice a little bit more patience, a little bit more discipline, maybe getting out of my shell a little bit earlier, and to go to FSU and to be a no officially. That's probably the only things I would have told my younger 21-year-old self. Yeah, like I said, other than that, surprisingly, I haven't done nothing that was like too off of the rails. That I was like, ugh, at least not at the age of 21. Maybe 24.
Let me ask y'all that. Let me ask you this: do you think your 21-year-old self would have listened to however age you are now? Like, if you literally, the person who you are right now, if you like, all right, I got to go find 21-year-old Alan, 21-year-old Jesse, sit them down and give them some game. Do you think that your 21-year-old self would listen? Because my 21-year-old self thought I had all the answers. Like in my head, I wasn't doing. 21. This is me at 2027. No, I thought my life was gonna be set like that, like forever. I was going through shit, but I was like, I think it was at the time. That's me, West Campus, first term. Like, I'm thinking I'm at the peak of my life. I got money coming in. I got power. I got influence. I got a girl. Like, I think I had a car, but the car shook like crazy back in the day, like that black car that I don't know, remember that black. Yeah, 21-year-old. Yeah, I don't know. Would you have listened to yourself, just say?
Yes, absolutely. I would have.
Okay,
you're hard-headed now, but your 21-year-old self would have been like, okay, strange lady who looks like me.
I was gonna say, wait, like, did you have a follow-up question to that, Jesse? But did you have somebody telling you the things that you're saying that? Because if so, you can't be so quick to say that you would have listened, because maybe someone in the form of another body was telling you the things and you just didn't want to hear it.
No, people were telling me like, oh, you should like you're a waste of talent. Like, that's what my family would tell me. They're like, oh, you're a waste of talent. But like, whenever it came to like going to like California, no, it was always more discouraged, because I feel like it was like I always felt scared to do it. Like, it was always like, you're not going to be able to do it. Like, you won't be able to go out there by yourself and do it. Right. But I feel like, no, if my 30-something-year-old self talked to my 21-year-old self and said, hey, go to California and, follow your dreams, I would have done it for sure.
Right. Yeah. Okay. That's good to know.
Myself would have been like, yo, there's this app. Do you know what an app is? Shut up, Luna. Shut up. There's an app, right? So people are going to get into strange cars. All right. Get this. You just got to develop an app so the car will just come and pick you up no matter where you're going. Also, if you like TV, you can watch TV all day, every day on a computer. My 21-year-old would have been like, whatever. No, but I think because when I look back, and the reason we're on this topic, Soapboxx Nation, is like, when you look back, I look back at a lot of stuff I used to say, whether it's social media and just remembering who I was. I had a lot of energy, and it was like a lot of good energy, like a lot of passion. But it was just like, I don't think I had anybody helping me channel that shit. So like, now that I'm older, and it's like you've gone through those bumps and bruises because you didn't like focus or challenge your, or you didn't know how to channel your energy in a more positive and constructive way. And you have to like touch the hot stove in order for you to be like, oh, that shit's hot, I shouldn't do that again. Now I'm like, damn, like, I don't regret a lot of things, because all the things, whether it's good or bad, made me the man I am today. And I think I'm a better man for it. But just listen to like how I express myself, especially when it comes to activism. Like, I think one of the things I would tell myself is, not every battle is your battle. Like, pick and choose. I used to run into burning buildings for other people just because I knew I was good at what I did. I knew I had a voice. So instead of people empowering people to do those things themselves, I would always be the one to be like, oh, I'll do it. I'll say it. I'll be the one to say it. And it's just like, that's how you get used. That's how you know, and it can turn people off. You know, but yeah, I think that is learn to let go. I held on to a lot of shit, whether it's past feelings, whether it's relationships, friendships, like that. Things that I used to do is like hold on to things so tight because I didn't want to let go, because I didn't want to be whether it be alone. I didn't want to give up on people. I didn't want people to give up on me. So I would just hold on to people a lot longer than I needed to. And then when you do that, God in turn, not to get too biblical on y'all, God in turn deals with you when you don't release people, because it's like, wait a minute, you was supposed to let that person go 2 or 3 months ago. They're still here in your life. Now I can't give you what I have for you because this person's in your life. And if I give it to you, this person's going to either fuck it up or this person can't be on this level with you. So now you get into this, and there was a good portion of my life where I was just in this influx because I wasn't listening to his voice and making the decisions and doing the things that I needed to do in order for me to get to the level. You know, I've learned that in my later years, but yeah, man, I think just learning to harness that energy in a more constructive way is what I would do.
I like
what about
that.
y'all?
Fair.
Yeah. The other topic that I had, speaking of our 21-year-old self, my 30-something-year-old self, my 35-year-old self, I want to go to the court because I really want to, and I'm turning myself in because I had a moment. All right. There is a new movie that came out, and it's the new Batman movie came out. Right? Why is this not working?
Are you gonna have spoiler alerts?
It's not showing.
No,
I'm actually not going to talk about the Batman movie at all. All right.
Oh, okay.
Huh?
I can see the background.
It popped back up. It was a little slow on the uptake. All right. Am I had a question. Am I would say black Karen? Because I went to this movie theater, and I go to this movie theater all the time. This one particular movie theater, right? And so I'm there, you know, with my company, and we're having a you know, grand old time. We're back, you know, everybody's just chilling. We got a popcorn, got a drink, just like. So I'm watching a movie, and then all of a sudden I'm watching. I'm like, is it bright in here? Like, you know how they have the little floodlights or whatever. I'm like, yo, is it really bright? And I'm like, yo, it seems. She's like, yeah, it seems like it's a little bit more bright. So I was like, nah, they gotta shut these lights out. I was like, they gotta shut these lights. It's not dark enough. So the movie theater wasn't dark enough, and I felt like movie theater should be like dark, not like, you know. And I also think this is attributed to me not leaving the house a lot because I have my own little setup, and so I like it how I like it. So I go downstairs and I'm like, and I'm looking for the management, whatever, one of the aides, and they're like, yo, what's the problem? I was like, yo, the lights are still on, like the little floodlights. So they're like, all right, we'll have somebody to go change it. I'm sitting there watching the movie or whatever. I'm getting agitated. I'm like, yo, these lights are still, I'm in the back row. So the lights are a little bright. I go back down. Now I go to management. So now there's like 3 people that come with me to the movie theater, inside the theater, looking at they're like, well, the lights is usually how it is. We can't have it too dark because, you know, we have by law, we have to. He told me some other thing that I wasn't really trying to hear. I was like, well, how am I supposed to enjoy this movie? And it's not really dark. It's like, it's a Batman movie and it's lights on the side. So I'm like, he's like, well, like, we could give you a pass. I was like, you know, I scoffed at it. Like, you know, I don't need no pass. I'm gonna go watch this.
What kind of pass?
I'll watch this movie at home, allegedly, or, you know, another Batman version of it in my own home if I want to. So I went and I'm like, so the movie kind of threw me off. I got to rewatch Batman because I don't think I was in the right frame of mind to watch it. It was very choppy and a lot going on, and it was 3 hours. And I went to the midnight showing. So I don't think I can do that. I can stay up late, but I can't do the midnight showing because I start getting sleepy. But just sitting there. So, and on top of that, when I go get popcorn at the movie theater, like I only have to get fresh popcorn. Like I don't want the rest of the popcorn that's been there already like the pores that the pores get. I want the fresh popcorn, and I want you to hold the bucket while it's coming out hot because I don't even want it to touch the other popcorn that the pores get, and I want you to put butter on it, like, and put some elbow grease in it. Does that make, because I like things very particular, does that make me a black Karen?
Who's the pores, first of all?
Yeah, what are we doing here? Economic shaming?
The regular peoples who just
Commons?
The common folk who just say, "Can I have one popcorn?" And then they let them scoop the popcorn. They don't know how long that popcorn's been sitting there, and they'll just eat it. The people that don't care about the quality of life, those folks.
But wait, didn't you also tell us that the people in the movie theater like know you by face?
Hey man, we just gonna say everything. Yes, they do. When I go to the movie, because I
like the popcorn people. You were like, yeah, you know, they go in, they know how I like the popcorn now.
Listen.
Like
now they're gonna know how you like the lights.
Juan, yeah, exactly. Juan, Anna, and I forget the other guy's name. I think his name is Miguel. But yeah, they all know how I like my popcorn. Actually, this last time they were fighting over who got to make my popcorn, and I felt very special. They were like, I'll do it. I know how to do it. So yeah, God bless those kids. God bless those high school kids and their dedication. So does that make me a Karen? Because I'm realizing that as I'm getting older, I'm very particular. Not only am I particular about how I'm being treated, but I'm very particular of how I like certain things, right? Specifically at like, but I always tip well. I will say this: I always tip well, and I don't harass waiters and stuff like that. I don't do shit like that, right? But I am very particular of, you know, the things that are like, specifically this incident. So I'm talking about this incident, this movie incident.
So
before let's get Just Say first, because I know you're going to break it down. I want to hear Just Say's.
What? Let Alan do his thing. Go ahead, Alan.
Of course, Alan's going to say I'm a black Karen. He's
I was just going to say, for the popcorn, you are well within your right, because drinks be stale sometimes. The lights, I felt that was self-inflicted pain because you decided to sit in the back towards the lights.
You know what? I may have to agree with you because, you know, I was telling like, yo, we don't really sit in the back all the time. I usually sit in like 2 rows above, and it does. But the back, I was like, yo, is this a little different? And we usually sit to either the side. We were right in the back, smack dab in the middle of the theater. So not only did I have the floodlights, but you know, the light from the movie shining through
the projector lights.
I was right under that.
Well, there you go.
Huh?
You see, I think that was a learning experience for you, TJ. So I feel like if you did that every single time that you went to the movie theater and you knew that was going to happen, you still complained about it every single time. Exactly. So that doesn't really make you a Karen, a black Karen. That just makes you misinformed. So now you know next time when you go to the theater not to sit in the back, so you can enjoy your movie theater dark experience the way you want to. As far as the popcorn goes, you're paying your money. So I mean, like, get it how you want it. Get it as long as you're respectful and nice about it. I don't really see an issue with that.
I will say this: at the same movie theater, I did complain because they had. This is when I went to go see Spider-Man. So now that I'm thinking about it, at the same movie theater, they had I saw it during like the afternoon, right, or in the morning, and like they had a whole bunch of high school kids, like a busload of high school kids, come to the movie theater to go see Spider-Man. I'm cool with that. But all the high school kids, they didn't have like snack packs. They all bought individual shit, and they don't have debit cards. So they're all paying with cash. So the lines are so long. So I'm like, yo, I'm going to miss the beginning of the movie. So
that's your fault. You should have got there on time.
I was there on time. I did not expect 3 bus loads of high school students to be there. So the manager comes and sees me. And I'm like, and one thing y'all know about me, whether it's Disney, Universal, grocery store, anything, I don't like lines. I don't do lines. I will find a way to finesse my way to the front, or I'll just leave my stuff and come back another time. I do not like lines either. Anything more than 3 people is excessive and a management issue. I do not like lines.
You know, in Rite Aid, they have this thing that says 3 in line, it's time. So that means if there's 3 or more people in line, someone has to come help. So I get that.
Okay, good. I didn't know that's the actual policy. Okay. All right. So I went to, so when I was at the movie theater, I went in the mirror. I was like, what is this? What's going on? This is ridiculous. You could have just put all the high school students in one line. I was like, are you guys giving refunds for missing the first 30 minutes of the movie? She's like, well, what time does your movie start? And I told her, I was like, it was like 12 or something. She was like, oh, okay, where are you going to be sitting? And I sat in the back, and it was dark as hell in there, so I did sit in the back, but it was during the day, so I don't know why they had I guess there was no need for the floodlights because it was during the day. Yo, the manager brought me my popcorn, and I told her exactly how I liked it. She walked up the stairs while I was sitting and watching the movie, brought me my popcorn, and everybody was looking like, yo, who the fuck? Who is this?
That's A1 customer service.
That is good customer service, but I guess Karens are what? They're what? They just complain a lot, or I think Karens weaponize their whiteness in order to subjugate black folks. But being a black Karen, I don't mind telling white people what to do. Hey, this is not right. This is not, I just think not just white people, but like if you're, like you said, just say, if you are paying for something, then you have a right to. I'm not nasty about it. At least I don't think so.
It's so funny because in my psychology class that I took in my undergrad, she used to talk about how this generation is like so entitled, and how like they'll go to Dunkin' Donuts and they'll want their coffee a certain way, and if they don't get it a certain way, they'll complain about it. And she was like, well, then how come you don't just make it yourself? Like, but then it's like, it's a service and you're paying for that service, so shouldn't you want to get what you're paying for? But she's like, everyone is just so entitled. I mean, if that's what you want to call it. But
I am entitled to get the bang for my buck for my money. So okay, so y'all don't think I'm a black Karen for wanting particular
no,
for particular things. I feel better. I feel better about that.
Alan, you're on mute.
No, I didn't want you guys to hear me yawning and ruffling. I was saying in these instances, you are not a Blairin. So congratulations.
Is that what we're called?
I like that. Yeah. I like the Blairin.
A Blairin.
You're not a Blairin.
Yo, I do want us, because I know we have an abbreviated show, but I do want us to talk about some celebrity news. So as we do on this show, let's make it do what it do. It's been a while. Make it do what it do. Here we go. Yes. Yo, celebrity search. Shout out to Jess and her Jug Gang, Alan and Jesse getting their water in, saying their prayers, eating their vitamins, doing all the good stuff that we need to do before the summer. Yo, so the celebrity selfie. I don't know. Well, Alan, you actually sent me this, and it's kind of funny because after I saw this story, you sent me another one. Nick Cannon's show. Nick Cannon his show is getting canceled after one season. Alan, can you tell us, did they say anything as to why or what the I know Nick has had a very tough year. He lost a child, he got a child, another child. He showed up to all the baby the maternity photo shoots, and he also, he had the stuff with Wild 'N Out. That stuff was last year. So he's had a pretty heavy year, and it's only been 2022. So, and he's still battling. Does Nick Cannon have lupus?
Yes.
Oh. Yes, and so he's dealing with that, and I know that can be tough trying to manage that. So, your thoughts on Nick Cannon's show getting canceled?
So not only it looks like it was some sort of doomsday for daytime.
I'll get into that other one.
Huh?
That's next. The other one is next.
The other shows?
The other shows, yes.
Yes. So there was some sort of doomsday for black creatives in daytime TV, and Nick Cannon unfortunately was one of those who had his show canceled. Now, but the thing about Nick Cannon is we do expect him to continue this show, possibly just on another network. As some of you all may know, that Nick Cannon was under a lot of hot water right before his show actually started to air. The show was actually supposed to be airing probably, I want to say, 3 to 6 months prior than it did, but he got into some controversy with the Jewish community and was pinned with anti-Semitism, a target. So, and you know, after that happened, the powers that be made sure that he kind of just stayed away from the spotlight a little bit, and they postponed his show. So right after he was getting over that, you know, he spoke with the proper representatives. He was definitely getting the knowledge that he needed to try to make sure that he rectified his wrongs moving forward in regards to that situation with the Jewish community. And, you know, next thing you know, he was able to launch his TV show. You know, 6 months is a long time for a TV show. I can't necessarily say why exactly that they are canceling it. I don't have that information as of yet. But, you know, I feel like Nick Cannon has been someone that's been kind of groomed for this role for a very long time. And so it's extremely odd that the network or whomever the powers are at hand were to kind of pull the plug so soon, especially if you're looking, you know, in my head, if you're anytime that you're doing a daytime talk show TV, especially with someone like Nick Cannon, this is an investment. You expect him to be around for the next 20 years. So even if you have 12 people watching the show for the first 6 months, you wouldn't necessarily think it makes sense to pull the plug because it's supposed to be a slow burn. But, you know, maybe they didn't see it like that. I'm sure more information will come out, and we'll be sure to update you guys as the Soapboxx learns. What do you all feel about that?
Sad. I remember I used to go get not I used to, but every time I go get my nails done, he's always playing on the TV, and it's like entertainment. His show was actually pretty decent, but maybe the ratings weren't there. But again, I can't speculate because we don't know what the reason is. But yeah, that sucks. But I'm sure he's going to find a way to pick himself back up and go somewhere else and do his thing. I'm not even worried about it for him.
For sure.
Yeah, Nick Cannon is a creative dude. And not only as Nick Cannon, I'll just say this, as a culture, I don't think we give Nick Cannon enough credit for the amount of people that he has groomed and put on. We wouldn't know a lot of these cats, whether it's social media comedians or some of these folks who were like Corey Holcomb was on his show, D-Ray was on Wild 'N Out. We wouldn't know a lot. He's made a lot of black millionaires for this past generation. And so, like you said, just say he's a creative dude. He'll bounce back. Like you said, Alan, he's a talented guy. So there's always going to be a network that wants to do a project with Nick Cannon. He's been on America's Got Talent. He's got his own show. He's got daytime TV. I wouldn't be surprised if he does something on late night. So yeah, Nick Cannon will bounce back. But I think the most important thing for him, and I'm not sure if this was a issue with on his show why it got canceled, is hopefully he's doing what he can do to take care of himself and take care of his kids and his family and be in a good space. But I think that's show business though. Like shows get canceled, not us. We're 2 years running. So Nick, if you holler at us, but shows do get canceled. Like shows go through, it's a roller coaster, So, but as a creative, he's up there, and so he's definitely an icon in our community. And that it's hard to do. Like our icons, it's hard for them to get that crossover appeal right away. Like you said, Alan, it's a slow burn. So, but there is another show that actually got sold today, or that I saw the news right after Alan sent me that article. The Real is getting canceled.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, you know what? I'm not even
surprised. When you talk about Alan or no?
Yeah, one of those. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, there's another one after this?
Yes.
Wow.
Type it in so I can get a get some graphics. But yes, The Real is being canceled. So there would have to be another way for women to get unsolicited relationship advice as to how to leave their men. Y'all will have to figure it out on your own. But The Real is going to be canceled. So just say I'm going
that sucks.
Turn it to you. How will you survive?
First of all, stop it. Second of all, honestly, I'm not really surprised because I feel like I think Tamar was on it, and then she got off the show, and then Tamara was on it, and once Tamara got off the show, like me personally, I stopped watching it. So I'm not really shocked. I feel like it kind of changed. Like when you lose like the main people who were there from like the beginning, and then you bring in new people, I feel like it kind of changes like the show's dynamic and like the chemistry. So like maybe like people stopped watching it again. Was there a reason for it? Did they say why it was getting canceled? No. So yeah, I
did not dive deep. All I saw is that Lonnie Love was going to be unemployed, and I rejoiced. I was cool with that. So
that's not nice.
I don't really like her. I'm not a nice guy. Her. So yeah, yes. So I don't like. I don't know her personally. I just do not agree with a lot of her takes that she has, specifically about Black men. I did not like a lot of her takes on the show. So, the fact that she doesn't have this opportunity, I'm sure she'll bounce back.
I'm sure they all will.
I'm sure her zaddy will take care of her. Her zaddy will take care of her.
Alan, what do you think about The Real getting canceled, Alan?
Don't you cut me off. The world wants to know what I feel about this. Go ahead, Alan.
I have no thoughts. I never watched The Real, but sorry for the ladies.
Oh, wow, guys.
Is this a big? Okay. Well, no. Be honest. Is this a big was this really like The Real? Was it really like one of those things for culturally? Like people were like, "Yo, The Real's kind of dope." Like I never thought it was just like they tried to make it a more urban The View, and I just didn't think. I never thought it really caught on. I just think that later on they kept trying to say things for sensationalism, and it was always targeted towards either whether it's relationships or specifically Black men, where that's when they would go viral. The biggest thing I thought was when they brought Nicki Minaj, the accuser for Nicki Minaj, or the victim, I guess, for Nicki Minaj's husband, they brought her on and gave her a platform. But that was one of the biggest things that I saw that The Real did. But anything else wasn't too like earth shattering or groundbreaking.
Yeah, I mean, I watched it here and there when I had cable, but again, like I watched it like when Tamara was on it, and then when Tamara left, I didn't really care to watch it like that, so I can't really speak to it that much. But from what I've seen, like I enjoyed it. It was an entertaining show for me to watch, but yeah, I mean it sucks, and hopefully maybe they'll come up with something different, like a spin-off or something with different people. I don't know, but. Hey,
I
saw
happens. What you said. You said it's very. You said it's very difficult for once you change up. You said it's very difficult once you change up who's on the show. Like you got to get continuity. Listen, y'all need to call us. Figure out the secret sauce. How do you keep this thing going for years upon years? Especially when people say things about you, you get. The hosts sometimes don't get along and kind of tell you to shut your mouth when you're giving a nice hot take fresh off the presses, but you all still get along. You're still good. And we're together. We're a family. The family. The family. There are other families, but there's only one, the family. Alan, what's the other show that got canceled today? I'm interested because I have no idea.
Well, I mean, this one, this one has probably been coming for a long time, but I think it was just officially announced that the Wendy Williams show is coming to an end. So this is the one that's kind of been sizzling for a while. I know she's been having some health complications as of late, and Wendy's got a lot of years in the game, so it just may be time for her conglomerate and her talk show to sunset. But shout out to Wendy Williams, and we definitely wish her the best, whether it's just doing something else, or maybe if it's just relaxing and just taking care of herself and taking care of her health for the foreseeable future. So, but definitely 3 different type of shows, a beginning, a middle, and an ending type show all coming to an end. So there's gonna be some space in the daytime TV land, and I'm very interested to see how those voids get filled. You know.
Yeah, I am interested to see how they fill it and who they fill it with. And like everyone, all these shows that are getting canceled are with like minorities or like Hispanic, blacks. They're majority. They're not of TJ.
Maybe they need. I'm just. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Oh my gosh. I'm just curious to see like who's gonna replace them. Seriously. I'm curious. And Wendy Williams, she was like, she had no filter. Her show was funny. I actually liked her show. But you know, more power to her. I guess she gets to, it's getting canceled, but hopefully she gets to relax and enjoy her life. You know, she created a lot of, you know, some beef out there with some people. They weren't too crazy about the way she would present her stuff, but she was raw. She was herself. So I hope that whoever replaces like these types of shows, like they bring people who are authentic and not trying to be fake, you know, because we need that. We need more people who are real.
I see what you did there. The real no longer being with us.
Yeah.
I do have a question.
Ask. We might answer.
What is Wendy Williams' legacy? She was on the radio, right? Charlemagne, she started her career. She is on the radio, nationally syndicated radio, as gossip queen, hip hop. You know, had big, you know, all that good stuff. A lot of interviews. Had Charlemagne as her sidekick. When we look back, let's say 10 years, what is Wendy Williams' legacy? What is her impact? I'll ask you that, Alan, because she's, you know, integrated into the hip hop culture first before she transitioned into mainstream. What do you think her legacy will be when people look 10 years down the road when they look back?
Yeah, I think her legacy is gonna be one of, for me, she was like the original messy person, or like the messy entity. She was like the one person shade room. Like I feel like she was the of doing all of this. Like she was kind of like a walking, talking National Enquirer for the urban community. So it's like I felt like she kind of led the way for a lot of this culture that we see now, which, you know, I'm not necessarily a fan of the culture itself, but you got to give credit where credit is due. I mean, she was, like I said, she was one of the first to do this on a widespread level, especially specifically within our community. Like she was the person breaking down when Superheads books was coming out back in the day. You know, and then she would be like, oh, okay, yeah, I heard this about this person. I heard this about that person. And she wasn't afraid to tell you anything that she may have heard about a celebrity or a celebrity's family or their situation. So as stated, yeah, she was like the first one-man person TMZ. She was the first shade room being like nationally syndicated. So, you know, she's definitely a trailblazer no matter how you feel about it. You know, just kind of cultivated and creating that genre that still lives and is probably as big as ever, you know. And you know, unlike those entities, she is a face, right? So it's a little bit more brave when, as opposed to your brand of mess being labeled an entity like the Shade Room or Gossip Tea or Gossip in the City, you decided to put, for lack of a better term, your nuts on the table. Like, my name is Wendy Williams. I'm saying all of this. You know, if we're going to have a problem, then we're going to have a problem, but I'm not going to stop. So,
What do you think, Jesse?
Everything that Alan said.
Gang.
Yeah,
That's my thoughts.
You pretty much, touched on it, man. Yo, this was cool because we about past selves and things kind of transitioning out into the new era. Jesse was like, I don't know who's gonna fill in for these shows. There's such a void. Who are we gonna get on daytime TV to have all these opinions and make this cultural impact? And I'm just like,
TJ's.
who do you think? We're right here, ladies and gentlemen, they are just making room. They are just making room. It's okay. When one door closes, another one opens an opportunity, and we have to thank those who have come before us, who have opened the door and paved the way. But we are ready. We're ready, folks. But as we do every week, I know it's a short show, but I want to get to our moral of the story, and I'm gonna start with the lovely Jesse. Jesse, what's your moral of the story?
You just keep starting with me today, TJ.
Yes, I'm trying to get.
My moral of the story is that if you are a young 21-year-old, go ahead and follow your dreams. Don't be scared to fail. And being scared it's okay to be scared, but follow that fear into your career. Yes. Follow that fear into your career.
I like that. And shout out to the baby hairs and the curls. They're all popping. And
the lace.
Huh?
And the lace.
I'm trying to focus. And be professional.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry, I haven't commented on the lace. And yeah. So, but yes, Alan, homeless millionaire. What is your moral of the story, sir?
So my moral of the story is, find your pathway. You know what I'm saying, you know, as stated with Jesse, it is okay to fail. The thing about failing is you will have less regrets if you tried and you failed, as opposed to if you just never tried it all. Never trying is going to be way bigger of a regret than failing. And also, failing is just a stepping stone to just another piece of the puzzle, because all that really does is allow you to know what steps to take and then what steps to not take the next time around. So every failure, you're getting closer to the finish line. So yeah, definitely don't be afraid to fail. Find your way, and also find your fortress, whether that be with friends or family. So that's my moral of the story for today, brought to you by the Red Beanie.
Like that.
Word. All right. So my moral of the story is this. Some of y'all got to go in order to make room for the next generation. And it's okay, because guess what? The level that you going on, you going to continue to elevate and make room for the other people that are coming before you, unless they'll overtake you. So I will say to us, continue to be ready for whatever opportunities. Continue to drink your water. Continue to make sure you're eating you're saying your prayers, you're eating your vitamins, you're doing what you're doing to prepare yourself. And also, I will say this. If you are particular about a few things in your life and you work hard and you want the finer things in life, you deserve that. Okay? You deserve that. And so, and then lastly, movie theater should be dark. Stop it, people. Stop it with the floodlights. Everybody's got a light on their cell phone. Stop it. Put the lights at the bottom of the movie theater. You don't need to have the floodlights. It's a dark movie. You need to be able to watch it in the dark. You know, my older self, my younger self liked it dark because I used to hook up in the back of movie theaters. But that was neither here nor there. It was all consensual. But that is my moral of the story, ladies and gentlemen. As always, Soapboxx Nation, please make sure you follow us. Thank y'all for rocking with us, man. Thank you for those who do rock with us. I like that first video because it was like that we did it on an intro. I played that because it was one of those things where just say you mentioned like, yo, people may not rock with you when you're not popular, this and that, but it only takes one for you to hit. And then once you start hitting, then everybody's going to want to come like a flood and say that they supported you and always supported you. But whether you listen to us on streaming service, whether you watch us on YouTube, subscribed, liked, whatever, shared a video, we appreciate you. And we're going to keep moving and keep building it and keep growing this thing. So for Giovanni, for Jesse, for Alan York, this is TJ Legacy. We are the Soapboxx Podcast. We are out. Peace.
Tell them what we talking about.